Hey guys, I'm Brylie and I'm 14 years old and I'm from Texas and I'm a country music artist and you are listening to Hank Jr. on Hank's Corners podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of Hank's Corner. You know who I am, Hank Jr., part of Hank Jr. Productions, where I'm documenting life's moments through photography, videography, and, of course, podcasting. And we are going back again to my home state. I'm so happy about this. I mean, everybody knows that the Hank's Corner is now in the Tampa Bay, Florida area, but I love going back virtually to my home state of Texas. And, we're going to talk to Brylie Renee, and, we have her on. Brylie, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. And I know artists are always all over the place. Are you actually calling in from Texas tonight?
Yes, I am. I'm here at my house, so it's good to be home.
And don't give the exact location because we don't need to know that. But what area of Texas are you calling in from?
I'm in the Houston area.
Okay, I know that well. For those that know me, I spent a lot of time in the Corpus Christi area, and I spent, a lot of visiting time up in the Houston area. I used to love going there for some of the culture, some of the games that are played out there, and just kind of that stuff. And somebody that was recently on my podcast where we did a world premiere of her song, Peyton was actually on this. And are you friends with Peyton?
Yes, I'm really good friends with Peyton. Yeah. So.
Now I said Peyton because I just wanted to test you because I know two Peytons out there in the Houston area. Which one do you think I'm talking about?
Well, I'm gonna go with you're talking about Peyton Riley. I don't know what Peyton you're talking about.
That's correct, because Peyton Riley, we just premiered her song Blue. If you guys caught that, it was great to be the first to play it here on Hank's Corner. She's having a great time out there in the Houston area, but of course you can't forget about Peyton Howie, who's rocking it out there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, famous star who's been on my podcast a couple of times. Love her. So it's the land of Peytons out there, but Brylie, we have you coming on as well from the Houston area.
Yes.
And so, just want to kind of talk a little bit. We're definitely excited about your latest release called That Boy. For those who, follow Hank Jr. Productions on Facebook, that's usually where I put it. It's the New Music Friday, and we recently featured That Boy out there. And tell us a little bit about the song.
So I wrote this song. It's actually been probably about a year ago. Me and my dad got to write this one together. Whenever I first brought up the idea of a love song, I didn't want to just write something like most teenage girls write. It's mostly breakup songs that we have these days. So I was like, we need something a little bit happier in this world. And so I brought it up to my dad, and he was like, no, let's not write a love song. And he's like, you're too young for that. I was like, it's okay, Dad. And so whenever I wrote it, I actually I wasn't in a relationship at the time, and I didn't want it to be about anybody. So I kind of wrote it on my mom and dad's story, because my mom and dad have been together since they were 14 and 15. So whenever I was like, well, that could actually fit anybody. So, me and my dad got to write this song, and it was super fun to write. And this probably is one of my favorite songs I've written so far. So.
Yeah, and so you wrote that with your dad. Is that something that is common with you, that you and your dad work together and write together and all that? Because that's a little neat connection. And how does that work?
So me and my dad has sang for my whole life. He used to be a praise and worship pastor, and whenever I was 3, I actually got to go on stage with him, and I would sing. I could barely talk, but I still somehow managed. I was like, Dad, I want to go and sing with you. So the church was very willing, and they're like, of course, let her go and sing with you. And he was a praise and worship pastor pretty much my whole life. And he's been to Nashville. He's gotten to record songs, and he still sings to this day, and he still plays guitar and everything. So whenever he found out that it was something that I really wanted to pursue, he's like, absolutely, I will do everything to help you. And he's really helped me along the way, and I wouldn't be able to do it without him. So he pretty much helps me write all of my music. I've only wrote one song pretty much all by myself.
Okay. And when you say help, I'm curious as to how that works, with this particular dynamic. I mean, are you guys mutually coming up with words? Do you come up with something and then he does the melody, or vice versa? How does that connection work?
So pretty much my dad does the melody. He plays guitar for me and everything right now. So when I might have it in my head, like, oh, I really like the way that this goes, like I can sing it and stuff like that. But we also co-write a lot together. So I'll either come up with an idea or he'll have an idea. And then we're like, oh, like that's really good. So then we'll either he comes up with a line or I come up with a line, and then we just feed off of each other, and that's pretty much how we write all of my music. I'm trying to get kind of more independent on myself, and I am trying to write more music by myself. But even he's been doing this since he was my age, so and he just helps me pretty much edit all of my music.
Okay. And does he help with the social media aspect of it as well?
No, me and my mom do my social media. My dad is he's not very into all of the social media stuff, so he helps me set up for all my gigs. He plays with me at my gigs, and then he helps me write music. But my mom does a lot of my social media.
Yeah, I kind of would have guessed that, us guys, struggle a little bit when it comes to the social media and, trying to get the trends and just trying to figure that
Yeah.
out. So it's usually the ladies that do more well with that. But let's go ahead and hear That Boy here on Hank's Corner.
Say goodnight, he says goodnight too. Before he leaves, he says, I'll call you in the morning, darling. He drives off, blows me a kiss, and he don't know how happy I'm when he's right beside me. And that boy's like a West Texas sunset. Good guy, and he ain't even done yet. He loves his mama and Jesus too. And maybe he for me stands tall, but he knows when to back down. He's kept a good name back in his hometown. One day I hope it's my name too. That boy. An honest smile and those eyes blue means what he says. Great big heart too. Feels like he's just right. Mama thinks that he hung the moon. Daddy's warming up to him too. I wonder if he's the one. That boy's like a West Texas sunset. A good guy, and he ain't even done yet. He loves his mama and Jesus too. And maybe he for me stands tall, but he knows when to back down. He's kept a good name back in his hometown. One day I hope it's my name too. That boy, he's one of a kind, the one I can't get off my mind. You know his mama raised him right. And that boy's like a West Texas sunset. A good guy, and he ain't even done yet. He loves his mama and Jesus too. And maybe he for me stands tall, but he knows when to back down. He's kept a good name back in his hometown. One day I hope it's my name too. One day I hope it's my name too. That boy.
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr. You just heard That Boy by Brylie Renee, and it's a cool song. It's very cool that you get to work with family like that, and to have that support. And we're going to talk a little bit more about your family, and because I know that kind of just runs in the genes over there for you. But
Yes,
before we get more into you, I always like to start the second section off with two truths and a lie. So it's a very common game people play to get to know each other. Basically, you're going to give me three statements, two of them being true, one of them being a lie, and I'll have to figure it out by the end of the podcast, which is true and which is a lie. Did you want to play?
yeah, let's play.
All right, give me three statements.
Okay, so I am in the process of writing another song. Or no, I'm in the process of recording another song, also writing. But and then frogs are my favorite animal, and 2026 has new band shows coming.
All right, so I need to figure out if you're currently in the process of recording another song, which would be definitely interesting. Frogs are your favorite animal. Now, that is definitely unusual. We'll see about that one. And 2026, you're going to have some band shows. Did you say some band shows coming?
Yes, sir.
The full band, so that would be neat as well. So we're going to kind of figure that as we go along. And we don't have much of a history because we know that you're fairly young. And do you want to tell the audience how young you are? Sometimes people don't announce it, but
yeah, I'm 14, so I'll be turning 15 in April.
Okay, so we don't have to go back too far, but can you recall when you started like just really getting into music, and then all of a sudden saying, "Hey, you know what? This may be something I actually want to do more than just as a hobby."
Yeah, so I feel like I always tell people whenever they ask, how long have you been singing? I say since I could talk. But since like I've actually been playing gigs and I've been really pursuing music, I started whenever I was 11. So for most people, they're like, there's no way these started whenever you're 11. But whenever I was 11, I was playing like hour-long gigs. I wasn't playing like now I play 3-hour shows. But I actually started out for a fundraiser opening up for an auditioning act in my hometown. There's like a Texas country music theater, and I was opening up, like auditioning for an opening up act. And I was so scared because they asked me to sing 3 songs, and I was freaking out. I was like, there's no way I could do this. And like 11-year-old me, I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to be able to pursue this and actually play an hour-long gig. So whenever I actually started getting shows and stuff, it was obviously very hard in the beginning, but now it's becoming a little bit easier. So that's kind of where I started. I started whenever I was 11, and I was just playing very, very, very few shows. And it's kind of just started there whenever I was like, I really want to do this. And obviously I didn't take it very seriously in the beginning because, one, I didn't know if I wanted to do it, and 2, I didn't really know if people would even want to listen to my music, just because nobody really wants to hear an 11-year-old little girl sing. But after I started booking shows, I was like, this is so much fun. Like, I actually love this. So music is pretty much my life now. So here, going from 11-year-old to only playing 3 songs at this little tiny show to having full band shows now is really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, we alluded to the fact that, well, and we actually mentioned, your dad already kind of helping you out, but it's really in your genes because it goes back further than your dad, correct?
Yes, sir. My grandparents are actually praise and worship pastors still to this day.
Okay. And, a lot of people, kind of get their start, in the church, whether they're singing gospel or contemporary worship. What are some of the favorite, worship songs that you like to sing?
Ooh, so actually at the end of all of my shows, I sing a worship song just because I've always been taught if there's a way for you to be the light, then you need to let the Lord shine through you. So this is pretty much my way of, even if it's one song and all of my country songs that I sing for 3 hours, at the end of my shows, I always sing Gratitude by Brandon Lakes. Just because there's so much to be grateful for in this world. And it's just talking about like, take the time and throw up your hands and praise the Lord, because that's really so important. And that's even if I lose followers from that, and even if people don't really like that aspect of me, that's something that I will always do in my journey. Just because I wouldn't be able to be here without the Lord, and nobody else will be either. So he's really helped me along the way. So that's probably my favorite worship song.
Yeah, well, great for you to say that and great for you to be bold like that. And but you did mention, in case you lost some followers, has that actually happened that you're aware of because of the Christian aspect?
Well, I mean, I don't know that it actually happens, but I hear people talking about if they sing praise and worship music and stuff like that at their shows, then they might see their followers losing interest and stuff like that. But that's something that's important to me, that even if I do, then I'll always stand firm in my faith.
Yeah, that's great. And that's very similar, here in the Florida area. Like I said, I'm in Tampa, not too far from the
Mhm.
Jacksonville area. Katie O, who's been on the Voice and other things like that, she does that same mentality where, I mean, she will play, worship songs, and she's actually got, Christian songs that she's come out with. Is that something that maybe you want to do too? Is to write a Christian song as well?
Yeah, I think that would be super fun. I actually got to release one a couple of months ago. That was it wasn't exactly about the Lord, but it had a certain aspects through it where it wasn't a worship song, but it was called Thankful. And pretty much the story behind it was that there's so much in this world to be thankful for. And in the bridge, it talks about how I'm already saved and how I don't have to have the fame and fortune because because the Lord has a crown waiting on me in heaven. So that's pretty much. I already kind of wrote one, but I do think that it would be really fun to actually write a worship song.
Yeah, definitely. And why not go ahead and let's just go ahead and play "Thankful" right now.
Yeah.
I was born in a small town, just a regular girl. Never lived a life of luxury. Never had the finer things in life, fancy cars and diamond rings. But Mama always had food on the table, and Daddy came home from work every night. So I'm thankful, so grateful for this life that I live. All my family and friends, it ain't
Welcome back to Hank's Corner. I'm Hank Jr., and that was Brylie Renee, and she's thankful, and I'm thankful that you're here on my podcast. It's great getting to know you and talking a little bit about that. And the Christian background is always great because we do like to promote that here on Hank's Corner as well. But as far as whether it's the Christian artist or the contemporary artist or even different kind of genres all across the board, who are some of the artists that influence you and not only just influence you as far as who you like and kind of mold you, but does that influence ever creep into your actual music?
Yeah. So I always say that my biggest music influences are Lainey Wilson or Miranda Lambert. Their style is definitely right up my alley. I love them both. Miranda Lambert has a little bit more rocky vibe, and I love that. I sing a lot of her songs at all my gigs. And then Lainey Wilson, just who doesn't love Lainey Wilson? She's amazing. And I feel like we kind of have a similar taste in music, and I sing a lot of her songs also. So I think that those are probably my two biggest music influences.
Okay. And have you gotten the opportunity to meet some of the people that you've admired? Is there anybody in particular that you got to meet and it was so happy about?
There's only been like one artist that I've actually gotten to meet, which was Cody Johnson, and I was super cool getting to meet him because he was really nice and stuff. But I would love to meet Lainey Wilson or Miranda Lambert one of these days.
I can imagine. And, you talk about the different gigs that you do out there in the Houston area. Do you have a favorite place or a place that you just, like going to and is very comfortable to play at?
Ooh, I feel like I love all of my shows, but I feel like the ones like down here in my little town are always really fun. I got to have my first full band show at the Red Brick Tavern here in my town a couple of weeks ago, and that was really fun. I feel like it's always they're always super kind there and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't really know where my favorite place to play is yet. I feel like this coming up 2026, I'll definitely have my favorite place nailed down, and I'll be like, oh, that's my favorite place because I'm playing lots of new venues. So that's really fun.
Now, given the opportunity, obviously you're still young and you're going to have plenty of time to do this, but obviously a lot of people will say the Grand Ole Opry or something like that. But aside from that, those kind of places, where would you like to travel and perform?
I would really like to travel to Nashville. Obviously, I have not gotten the opportunity to travel there and sing there yet. So that's definitely on my books. I'm really trying to get out of Texas, get out of my little town. So hopefully in the next couple of years, we'll be able to travel and find new places and sing anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people like going to Nashville, for the schools. A lot of people I've seen just go up there for at least 4 years, and then sometimes they stay even longer. Is that something that you're already considering?
Well, I haven't really considered that yet, but it'll probably be something that I look into.
Okay. And talking about the songwriting and you don't, like I said, you don't have to go back too far in your life to kind of figure it out. But do you remember the first song that you wrote down and what was it about?
So actually, the first song that I ever wrote, I actually got that one recorded, and that was my first song that I ever recorded. That one was These Songs I Sing. I didn't really start writing music until like a couple of probably 2 years ago. I think that's whenever I wrote my first song. I guess it wasn't really, I don't really know. It was always important to me, and I always knew that I had to do it, but I guess I didn't know how. And one night I met this guy, and he was like, you have to start writing music. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I was very nervous, and I was like, I don't know how. Well, that night I went home and I was talking to my dad, and he's like, okay. He's like, let's sit down. He's like, let's figure out something. And he helped me write my first song that night. And I actually recorded that one. So that was really cool getting to record my first song.
Yeah, that's really awesome because, most of the people that I talk with, they say, yeah, I remember it or I remember bits and pieces of it, but it's not something that I would put out. And for the most part, most of them won't even share it. For your first song to, be batting 1,000 and have it out there recording, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Well, you talk about, these songs I sing. Why not, perfect timing? Let's go ahead and play that here on Hank's
Let's hear
Corner.
it.
string wouldn't capture me. These days when I can, you can find me out on a stage, on a stool, or from a rope pew, singing melodies, oh precious melodies. These songs I sing run deep in my bones, passed down to my dad a long time ago. He made sure they got past me. It's a whole lot more than drums and rock and roll. It's a rhythm I feel way down in my soul. Can't imagine life without these songs I sing. Some don't understand what the big deal's all about. These words in a few chords, it's just noise. But for me, you know it's different. It's so much more than that. It's a way I feel everything that's real. I can't live without, couldn't live without these songs I sing run deep in my bones, passed down to my dad a long time ago. He made sure they got past me. It's a whole lot more than drums and rock and roll. It's a rhythm I feel way down in my soul. Can't imagine life without these songs I Oh, play me a tune, you know, one that cuts real deep. I'll show you who I am and what I'm meant to be. These songs I sing run deep in my bones, passed down to my dad a long time ago. He made sure they got past me. It's a whole lot more than drums and rock and roll. It's a rhythm I feel way down in my soul. Can't imagine life without these. No, I can't imagine life without these songs I sing.
And that was These Songs I Sing by Brylie Renee here on Hank's Corner, and having a good time getting to know somebody from my home state of Texas. Always love to do that. And, you know, it seems like this year, 2026, we've been back to Texas quite a bit already. But, you know, hey, you know, call me biased or whatever. But, you know, we love Texas, don't we?
Yes, for sure.
And, you know, so I don't want to, you know, kind of brush by this. I'm going to have to come back and we're going to have to talk about your two truths and a lie and try to figure out which is which. So you told me that you're in the process of recording another song. Frogs are your favorite animal, and in 2026 you're going to start scheduling some full band shows. And you know, this one here's a little bit tricky because it could really go either way, but I'm going to go based upon what I think. That as far as me, I don't like frogs per se. I mean, I don't dislike them, but I'm just going to have to say that that's the lie. And hopefully, because I'm looking forward to hearing some of this, is that you know, you're in the process of recording a song, and 2026 is going to bring some band shows. Is that the truth?
That is definitely the truth. I'm actually terrified of frogs. So
Really? So is that because you've had a bad experience with them?
well, my brother thinks that it's really funny. I have a little brother, he's 10, and he thinks it's very funny to chase me around with them. And he knows that I hate them, and I have always hated them, but I don't really know why I hate them. I don't like frogs.
Yeah, and my kids when they were a little bit younger, when we were in Corpus Christi, we were out there in the countryside, and come springtime, we would get these huge frogs. They were huge. We don't see them here in Florida, and they would play with them, and they would put them on their heads and do all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, that's just nasty because
Yeah,
frogs do some crazy things. I'm like, get in there and take a shower. So.
right.
Uh,
For
but
sure.
they do say, metaphorically, that you do have to kiss a couple frogs till you get to your prince, and so I don't know. Hopefully, you can stay away from the frogs that way as well, and get closer to your prince without all the frogs.
For sure.
And so you're talking about recording a song. I know people don't like to give much information until it's out, but any hints about that song, and maybe even just when we might expect that?
So I'm not exactly sure when you will be hearing this song, but hopefully sometime in like the spring or summer time of 2026, you'll be hearing this one. I don't really want to share too much yet, just want it to be a surprise, but it's actually about a family member. And I got to write this one all on my own, so that was really cool to hear. But I'm really excited about this song. I always say that all of my songs are my favorite, but I have to say, I think that this one probably tops them all, and this one's probably my favorite.
Well, that's awesome. And of course, once that gets ready to come out, I'll be getting ready to post it on the New Music Friday post on the Hank
Well,
Jr.
thank you.
Productions Facebook page. So be looking for that, and excited to hear, which family member it's about, and
Yes.
why it's your favorite. But definitely want to go through and maybe do some quick, fast paced questions here if you're ready for it.
Yeah.
So one of the things, though, I always have to talk about is food on my podcast, and I love the variety of different foods that are in Texas. So we're going to start with that. So tell me your favorite comfort food.
Ooh, my favorite comfort food. Uh, would probably have to. I don't even know. My favorite food is probably steak. My mom makes really good steak, so it's probably my favorite food.
And how do you like to eat your steak?
However, my mom cooks it that night, I guess.
Okay, well, a lot of people like me. We like medium. Some like it,
Yeah, I like my
a little
medium.
less than medium, but definitely still like the flavor. And of course, Texas has some great steak. And talking about drinks, being from Texas, is Dr. Pepper your favorite drink?
It is.
All right, good. I like that. And we got to visit the Dr. Pepper Museum up there in Waco
Oh,
one
that's so
year, and
cool.
it was pretty cool. The only thing about it is they didn't give a free sample, which would have been nice, but it was great.
Well, that's not
Uh,
fair.
lear- Learning to do the history. But being from Texas, what is one of your favorite things about Texas?
Ooh, what is my favorite thing about Texas? I honestly don't know. I feel like probably the country music scene of it. There is so many very talented country music people here, and like honestly, you don't even have to go to Nashville to really make it in country music anymore. And that's what I'm hearing recently, because there's so much like going on, and there's so many Texas artists and they're really all helpful, and they all help each other out. Like I have a really big group of friends now that have really taken me underneath their wing. I met them all at the TCMA Awards this year, and
Mm.
I got to hang out with them all weekend. So I feel like the whole like Texas country music is probably my favorite thing about Texas.
Okay. Do you have a least favorite thing about Texas?
At least the weather.
I will second that.
Yeah,
It definitely gets very, very hot, and then of course, when you are in the Houston area, it does get very humid there, and
definitely.
the summers are definitely brutal.
They're
Um,
very hot.
yeah, and given the opportunity to perform with anybody on stage, we talked about a couple of the ones there. Is that who you would pick as your number one to go up on stage with?
Probably so. It would probably have to be Lainey Wilson.
Okay. And I have not been to a Brylie Renee show yet, obviously, because you're not up on the wall here yet.
No,
But
no.
should I come to one, what should I expect?
Ooh, yes, you should come to one. What should you expect? You should expect to have fun for sure. And you should. What else should you expect? I don't really know. You should expect to listen to some great music, and then you get to hear all of my originals that nobody has heard yet that aren't released. So that's really what you should expect. They're really fun. So I don't know. Maybe you should travel out here to hear me.
Well, I definitely want to get back to Texas. I was just there in the fall slash. I guess it was going towards December time period. But I was out there in the Fort Worth area,
Oh yeah.
not into the Houston area. But I do need to get back into Houston. Definitely got a lot of people out there I want to see, and of course, me being a photographer, I always like to talk about that kind of stuff. And who is doing your cover art, and how does that work for your songs?
Oh, so actually, I have like different people that take them, but my best friend actually does photography, and she has taken a lot of my stuff. But also, my mom takes a lot of my pictures, like all of my social media advertisement and stuff like that. My mom takes, so we just kind of all do it together.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And like I said, hopefully one of these days I can come out there to see you, or if you ever make it to the Tampa Bay area, we'll
Yes.
definitely get some photos and get you up here on the wall. But until then, I'm going to have to live vicariously through the music that you put out. So definitely enjoyed what you put out so far, and
Well,
can't wait
thank
to hear the
you.
new song that's coming out. And when you got that full band going, I'm sure you're going to be rocking out there.
Yes, sir.
Well, in the meantime, like I said, we'll have to do it that way. But for everybody that's watching, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow Brylie Renee all on social media. You can also find her on BrylieRenee.com. You can also donate money to help her with her career. Do that because Lord knows we're not making much money off of Spotify and all those streaming. So donations and that kind of stuff is always best. But in the meantime, Brylie, if you ever want to be a guest on Hank's Corner, you're more than welcome to.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I had a great time.
Got makeup on and pink high heels, hair fishes right and dressed to kill. Windows down, radio up, listening to Merle. Hey, where you at? All my Texas girls have a southern drawl and drink sweet iced tea, and proud to be from the land of the free. Ain't no telling if our hair will be straight or curl. Hey, where you at? All my Texas girls. We can't help it, just the way we are. Yes, ma'am, and no, sir, and bless your heart. Four-wheel drives and we shoot our guns, but you know we're gonna have our nails done. We trade our high heels in for some cowgirl boots, trying to keep it real to our southern roots. I'm from a pew sitting two-stepping side of the world. Hey, where you at? All my Texas girls. We can't help it, just the way we are. Yes, ma'am, and no, sir, and bless your heart. Four-wheel drives and we shoot our guns, but you know we're gonna have our nails done. Hey, where you at? All my Texas girls. I'm a bonfire, get you higher, burn it down to the wire, sun down, throw down, good time to show down. A bonfire, get you higher, burn it down to the wire, sun down, throw down, good time to show down. Oh, we can't help it, just the way we are. Yes, ma'am, and no, sir, and bless your heart. Four-wheel drives and we shoot our guns, girls, you know we're gonna have some fun. Hey, where you at? All my Texas girls. I said, where you at? All my Texas